Well, it's time now. We're inviting you to have your say. You remember at the start of the show, we told you that, look, we just might do this. The number to call is 0302-211691. And our focus is on that, right? So this whole Sammy Gyamfi issue, this whole Nana Grada issue, what is your take on it? And what do you think should happen to Sammy Gyamfi? There are those who say, oh, first-time offender, let's caution him. Others say, oh, on the back of the optics, let's let go of him. In fact, I hear, Sweetie, that the minority has disclosed the salary and the benefits of Sammy Gyamfi, among others. Others are saying this, others are saying that. I don't know what you say. No, I would love to hear from you.
I thought it was public information.
You know,
in
it's
the contract, in the,
It's on the back of this. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Okay. I mean, ordinarily, if not for this, would you have gone digging? Yeah. Would you have known about it? But
what I'm looking forward to hearing from our callers this morning is to tell me whether the people in Agrada's church are real members. I'm genuinely curious whether they are like real members of the church.
This table you want to shake.
If you know someone who attends the church, I would like to hear from you, because going from chief priestess to what, a prophetess or a pastor, that's such a switch that I can't comprehend at the moment. So if you know anyone who has been to that church, please let us know. But our first caller, Ellie, good morning. You're live on the AM show. What are your thoughts? Ellie, okay, great. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sissy, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Sissy, the other time I called from Northern District.
Okay.
But it's like the network we have there is a very serious network issue. I'm calling from Japan.
Okay.
And so I want the government or the telecommunication agents to, attend to this our network issue for us, so that we can also have our say in terms of this kind of things.
Right.
I think Sammy Gyamfi has to act as a mature person. He should know the kind of caliber he has and a way to act. Because this is a way of tarnishing the image of NDC. We have fought a lot to bring NDC to power. So he should do something that will bring us back again.
Thank you so much, Ellie, for sharing your thoughts with us. Ben, who do we have next?
We have Ike from Adenta. Ike, good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
By God's grace, we are well. Hey. I hope you are too.
I am breathing and not bleeding.
Great. Your thoughts, please.
Yeah, okay. So I'll take it from a different angle. That is, you see, all this noise we are doing is about two things: poverty and political capital. Are we saying this young man, before he became the CEO of that company, do not have such amount of money in his bank account or on him? Come on, let's be honest. Even you sitting there right now, if I go into your pocket this morning, I should find like 1,000 cedis in your pocket or less, something, whatever. This guy can afford to give out gifts. This is not the first time he's giving out such a gift. He's done it several times if you talk to other people. So why are we making capital of this? The other thing I want to talk about is we, the media, are part of the problem. That woman, anytime she touches something, it goes with negativity. So why are we giving her the media time? Blacklist her, keep her out, kill her. We are promoting such backwardness. Instead of we're talking about how to improve the country, we're spending so much media time, so much capital on such a trivial issue. A young man who can afford this amount of money through his own hard work.
Right.
That's my thought. Please, let's move forward. This lady needs to be blacklisted. She should be pushed to a corner and locked up in a corner.
But what is the lady's crime, though?
Okay, so like I just said, anytime she comes into the media space, there's some hullabaloo, there's some negativity. There's nothing positive about her. Nothing positive. Give me one positivity about her. You won't get one.
Well, you see, her members would disagree with you because they troop in there every Sunday. There must be something good. That's why they keep going back.
Yeah, they're going back there because she has power, like just giving her, the airtime. Somebody want to go in there and see who she is.
All right.
She's a good manipulator, and she'll manipulate you. So
right.
we're helping her build her church. That's what we're just doing right now. Someone's going to walk in this Sunday, just go take this issue to see who she is.
Ike, thank you so much for your thoughts. We want to give the opportunity to others to also share their thoughts. We're grateful. We have Julius from Dansoman joining the conversation, sweetie.
Hi, Julius. Good morning. Go straight to the point. Share your thoughts with us.
Sure. Good morning. This is an unfortunate situation for Sammy Gyamfi. But then, I wish it were to be an MPP person some few years back. How Sammy Gyamfi is going to last the person. $800 from Sammy Gyamfi is nothing. It's nothing. We shouldn't make so much case out of it. But then, for the sake of politics, for the sake of lament the stuff he did to the opposition at that time, I think his party members, his party leadership, at least a 1 year suspension, something. I know after 1 year they can give another position, but as a scapegoat to others. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing those thoughts there. The lines are still active. You can call 0302-211-691. We have Isahaku in Bole joining the conversation now. Isahaku.
Yeah, good morning, brother.
Good morning, sir. What are your thoughts?
In fact, I'm totally disappointed with that gentleman. He has disappointed our brother John Mahama. For me, for him to show leadership, he should sack him. He should sack him today to show that he's in charge. People are looking for money to do other things better. You are there sharing money to a witchcraft or a devil woman, so to speak. I don't know. So he should wake up. He should just sack him and bring somebody inside. What kind of disgrace is that? People are looking for, even people cannot get 3 square meters. You have got, I think spending, the most worst thing is that how do you spend dollars when we are all spending CDs? How do you spend dollars when we are spending CDs? Are you telling them that you have taken the money, or you have stolen the money already? So please, our brother should show that he's in charge. He should act him.
Thank you.
I'm disappointed with him.
All right. Isaku,
Thank you,
we are
brother.
grateful for your thoughts. Thank you for sharing them. The bit about witchcraft, though, I don't know whether you were referring to Mama Pat. Let's be careful about how we label people in that regard.
Well, that takes us to Desmond now. Desmond, good morning. You're live. Talk to us.
Yeah. For me, I'm disappointed with Sammy Gyamfi because he could have given her CDs. Aside that, they could have avoided the cameras. So for me, I'm really disappointed with Sammy Gyamfi for that act.
Brief, straight to the point. We're grateful for those thoughts. 0302-211-691. Call and let us know what is on your mind.
Okay.
So we have another caller. Seth is calling from Adenta. Seth, good morning.
Good morning. I'd like
Please raise your voice a little. You have a beautiful voice, but
Good morning.
good morning.
I'd like to greet your viewers. The reason I would say what Sammy Gyamfi has done is not something that...
Seth, we still need you to speak up a bit more. We can barely hear you, Seth. Oh, it's unfortunate. Sweetie, I don't know whether you could hear him well, but I was struggling.
Sounded more like a whisper to me. But we have Aziz from Techiman also on the line. Aziz, talk to us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
But I'm not disappointed in Sammy Gyamfi, but I'm only disappointed in Agrada. We are Ghanaians. We are human beings. A gift is not a bad thing. Do you mean that Sammy Gyamfi cannot afford that man? Sammy Gyamfi is a well-to-do man. So I think those who are saying that they are disappointed in Sammy Gyamfi, I get it wrong. But the whole thing was frustrated by Agrada. Agrada authorized the person to do the camera. You are begging somebody for a gift. You don't put camera on it, which is wrong. Even though you're a politician, can a politician help somebody or give somebody a gift? In our society, our religion does not tell us to separate human beings, whether this is a Muslim, this is a Christian, or whatever. No. So in all, I applaud TV3 for giving us the opportunity to also share our views. Thank you very much.
You're live on Joy News.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. You can also call and share saying 0302-211-691 extension 2. Vincent, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
What are your thoughts for us, please?
Vincent calling from Osino. Please, This is not the first time we see the politician taking or giving out a gift to some people in the public. Because of the situation, we saw the president and a lifetime, you understand, taking money. We didn't see join issuing it and opening lines for us to give out.
Thank you for calling us too. I think the last thing you said was thanking Joy News for giving them the platform. So right. Desmond is also on. Desmond, what about you? Are you disappointed? Who are you disappointed in? If not, what's on your mind?
Yes, I mean, I'm not disappointed, but you see, I'm not disappointed, but you see, the kind of office that Sammy Gyamfi was holding before doing that, and that's something that I have problem with. And if you see the video, you can notice that it is something that they plan against the guy. So, as a appointee of the government or this thing, they have to be careful how to relate to some certain friend or some certain people. So, if you look at this woman, we know that they are campaign time. This woman make campaign against these people. So I don't know the reason why you make the time and meet the guy in the same road or the same area. So I don't know. I don't want to judge the gentleman Sammy Gyamfi, but I have problem with this woman because this woman was making a lot of this in this country. We hear about this woman. So I would say that the people that Mahama has appointed, they have to be careful. Because, you see, in their campaign time, they use some thing against the MPP people. So at the same time, they are coming to use something against their campaign time. So they have to be very careful. Thank you.
Thank you for those thoughts. You can still call us. The phone lines are active. We want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on these matters, sweetie?
We have Asante calling us from Sunyain. Asante, what's on your mind?
Yeah, morning, my people.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. The Sammy Gyamfi saga is quite very unfortunate, let me put it this way, because Sammy Gyamfi should have known better. Just look to him, you know all this. Once he has come to power, he has to, do something better as far as this matter is or this incident is concerned. You should be careful. I like him so much. He's from my region as well. And the president trusts him. You see, so you should be very careful. So something should be talked to. But sacking him is very, very harsh. He shouldn't be sacked. They should have. They should call him, the leader should call him somewhere or the office. A little discipline is suitable for Sammy. But sacking him is rather unfortunate. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts in there. Very interesting thoughts, sweetie, that we are getting from different angles. But we have Peter joining the conversation. Peter, where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hi,
Hello,
Peter, right? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Asankregwa.
All right, Asankregwa. What are your thoughts, Peter?
So, I believe this is not something we should be talking about. So, it's so strange like that.
You don't think it's something we should be talking about?
I believe it's because of Sammy Gyamfi that this issue has become so
it has become so topical. I think the goat in the background would have wanted to have a say as well. I heard that. But anyway, thank you for sharing your thoughts.
How many times we have George on the line. Hi, George.
Hello, sweetie. Good morning.
Good morning. Where are you calling us from?
I just don't know what to say.
It's okay.
Anger.
Talk to us. Yeah.
If Sammy Gyamfi won't show kindness or generosity to people, it takes someone like Atrata that you show that kindness or generosity to? Is he not in this country when this man was at TV station frauding people before he became pastor? How is that if this one is greater than him? That he has to generosity to just send money to orphanages or even get distributed to school guards. It would have been better. Not Agrada. This man is a fraud. We all know her. How would you give such an amount of people? Just a total waste. It is very annoying. For her position, they should spare him, but they should give him money. You shouldn't just make such a mistake again. Even this woman campaign against your party, why will you give her money? It's just a silly mistake. You shouldn't make it again. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for those thoughts. I'm just saying we should be a bit more charitable in how we address it. I've heard people call the woman a fraud, a witch, and all of that. I think in all of this, caution is key. And you know what they say, when your neighbor's beard is on fire, they say get water and put it by your side, but maybe try to help quench theirs, but also get some water and put it by your side. Lessons to be learned in there. The phone lines are still active. Call through, let us know what is on your mind. 0302-211-691, extension 2. We have a caller from Sefrivi also. What's your name? Is it Noah?
Yeah, Noah.
Okay. Are you here to save us from the flood?
Yeah, Noah.
Go ahead, Noah. What are your thoughts?
Good morning.
Good morning.
This thing shouldn't come into public and this. Sammy Gyamfi being a public servant, this thing shouldn't be going up. How the government is thinking that.
No, Noah, I'm struggling to hear what you're saying, Noah.
Now we've lost you completely.
Yes. Please start again, briefly. Hello, Noah. Oh.
It doesn't appear.
I say you're not But
it's not just you who are commenting on this. Some known public officials are also speaking up. This is something I have from Senyo Hosi, and he says, on the eve of Mother's Day, Mama Pat, in the midst of a small crowd, besieged Sammy Gyamfi as he left an event. We have all seen the video. It is quite clear that the young man was overwhelmed by her pleas. In an attempt to do good to this woman, he conducted himself in a manner that has displeased, quote, we the people. Clearly, the people feel slighted. But then again, we have observed a virtue in this matter, a virtue quite rare in our politics, a virtue that inspires hope. Sammy Gyamfi was swift to apologize. He clearly has understood the mistake with all humility, and it is out of humility and learning that people grow a better tomorrow. Honest and open apologies are a mark of accountability of public officers. This is one such instance, and I believe we should build on this. So that's what Senyo Hosi is saying. I have another post by Sam George. I'll bring it to you in a bit.
He actually ends with lessons learned. Let's move on.
Ghanaians aren't moving on anytime soon. No, but we have another caller online. Who's that?
Hello,
Bill.
Good morning. Is it Pearl or Miriam? Hello, good morning. Okay, so Miriam, good morning. What are your thoughts for us? Do we have Miriam on the line? Well, it would appear we do not. Oh, okay.
So don't listen to us on your TV set. Talk to us directly through the phone.
What I'm saying is that Sammy Gyamfi has done nothing wrong about sharing. This charity and kindness culture, we support that. But the problem is Agrada putting camera on him, giving her something that she asked for. So aside that, I've seen nothing wrong with that. But Sammy Gyamfi also have to be careful of whom to give out next time. Because Agrada has a, let's say, negative reputation in Ghana for all that she has gone through. And whenever she comes on set, all we hear about her is something negative. And so he has to be careful about that next time. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Miriam, for sharing your thoughts. Sweetie, you were going to give us some more, but we have Audu on the line. Audu, good morning. Hello, Audu, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Quick thoughts?
Yeah. No, like I was saying, if the money should be in the, it could help Sammy at least a little bit.
If the money is what? Please speak up for me.
The money should be in the envelope before giving it to her. At least it will help Sammy Gyamfi a little bit. But counting the money and giving her the money cash, that is another what triggered the argument. At least next time, if you want to give this, it's allowed, but it should be in the envelope or something that can at least cover. By giving them $800, I don't think it will be a problem that can cause the young man a little problem. In addition to that, we are pleading to the media, the journalists. They should also be educating and, advising. Like they ask only questions. When they put the politicians on the bench, they only ask them questions. You have to educate. You have to tell us the truth, you the journalists. You have to tell us the truth. We have to put our leaders based on performance. Less than 3 months ago, we are seeing diamond and gold on the streets, on the media speeches by politicians. They are spoiling our waters. We are making a lot of money. Nobody is arguing. And now the young man gives just $800 and it's all over the place. Taking a lot of media. I didn't say what you did is good, but at least you, the journalists, we respect you. You have to educate us and tell us the truth. Your work is to tell us the truth. To put our politicians on the radar so that we know who is performing or is not performing. It's not about asking them questions.
Okay.
And allowing them to say what they want to say. We are all confused. We don't know which political party is doing good, which one is not doing good. But it's your job as a journalist to tell us the truth, to sacrifice for your country, because you are also part of the country. If something happens, it's not going to separate you because you are a journalist. So tell us the truth. Let's put our leaders and treat them based on their performance.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Taking this one so seriously, please, you guys should tell us the truth.
Thank you very much.
We have Owusu from Amenfi. Good morning, Owusu.
Good morning.
What's on your mind?
I'm Owusu, calling from Amenfi.
Okay.
May I see this incident as unfortunate? Looking at it keenly, it's like we had requested for something from Sammy Gyamfi. And he being generous, he went into the car to give out. But you see, Sammy Gyamfi, on a blind notice, someone was videoing which he didn't know. And it shouldn't have happened that way, meaning that it's not his fault that he wanted to just blow out money, but he was doing this in a kind gesture. So the problem will come from Agrada. But in another hand, we see that if the thing did not come out, like it will continue as he has been doing the thing regularly, of which a public figure like this, he shouldn't be blowing out money. You need money to do more investment in this country. And even you yourself, you need more to even build your party yourself. But giving out to other people in this manner, I think there's in a way, let's take it as cool as he's a politician. He can do more than that. But he should be cautious in how he does that thing in the public place. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your thoughts. Owusu Ansa there from Mansa Amenfi. Anyway, we'd also invite you, if you are minded to do so, to share your thoughts with us. 0302-211-691 extension 2, sweetie.
So this is the post from Sam George. He says, we fall, we learn, we rise. a comrade who has stood with many and continues to do so. You may have issues with who he gave it to and what he gave, but let's be fair to the young man. Since I have been appointed, Sammy is the most troublesome person on my phone looking for jobs for party people. It is who he is. I can relate with all the attacks, but Sammy Gyamfi, keep your head up. Respond to the query, but always know you have the respect and affection of many. I also read a post from Alhassan Suini. I can't find it right now. And he talks about this would be the first time he's publicly saying anything about Sammy Gyamfi, also saying that the young man has made a mistake. We should all forgive him and move forward. And that ushers on to us, to our next guest.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Please, what's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Christian Amatavi from Sapema.
Please go ahead, Christian.
Yeah, good morning to the two of you for doing a good job there. As we all know, gift giving is normal. It is accepted. But if you look at the way politicians give out money, I think a second look will have to be taken so that they channel the money into community projects, not giving money to individuals. I think that is where I have a problem. You see, the question I want to ask is, that very day, how much did Sammy Gyamfi spend? Because Agrada alone took that amount. I believe Sammy Gyamfi went on to spend more money. So where is the money coming from? Even though he has worked for some time before joining politics, even being a communication officer for a major political party, he was being paid. But the way they spend their money leaves much to be desired. That is my advice to all of them. Let's spend Ghana's money on projects that will benefit majority of Ghanaians. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for those thoughts there.
Let's go to Adidome now and speak to Bismarck. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Share your thoughts.
All right. So I've been listening to all the callers. What I am not getting, and I want to know that if we have a problem with the person that Sammy Gyamfi has given the money or the denomination of the money, the dollar, or I don't know. I'm confused. Or is it the case that he's breaking the law or even the code of conduct?
Bismarck, here.
Is there any part of the code of conduct that has been breached? That's what I want to know, because I didn't see anything really wrong with that. And I can see party folks are not happy because of the personality that Sammy has given the money to. And I will urge everyone, to remain happy, because the chief of staff already invited me. I don't know what conversation they had, but I think we should just relax. Let's relax.
Right. Thank you. Right. Thank you, Bismarck, for sharing your thoughts with us. You can do same 0302-211-691 extension 2. For him, he doesn't see why there's this fuss. He's asking, is it because of the person the money was given to? Is it because of the currency, the denomination that was given out, and all of that? Well, different strokes for different folks. If you have an opinion, this is where you get to share it. Call those numbers and let's know what's on your mind.
Well, since we are sharing our opinion, here's mine. I think that ordinarily this wouldn't be a problem. But because we've heard Sammy Gyamfi flogging the same horse when it was, when he was in opposition, and because of the nature of the person in question and how it was all brandished and the big words that Sammy Gyamfi used to use to describe Cecilia Dape's case and all that. That's why there's so much arguments and opinions pouring in. But I also think that there's a big difference between... Oh, I hear we have Senyo Hosi on the line with us right now.
Of course, he's with the One Ghana movement. Senyo, good morning.
Man, but I'm not speaking as a one.
Hello, Senyo Hosi. Could you speak up for us,
Yeah.
please?
Yeah, good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. In fact, we are listening to you.
Yeah, just to contextualize our discussion, I'm not speaking on behalf of the One Ghana movement in this instance.
You are speaking as Senyo Hosi.
In my person, very well.
All right. Sweetie, Abochi just read what you put out there in respect of Sammy Gyamfi. Would you like to elaborate on it?
What really caught my attention in this entire debate is the conduct of public service accountability. We have rarely seen our politicians own up to their mistakes and even apologize to us. What we saw from Sammy Gyamfi is something that I think we must commend and encourage. When you do wrong, and that's not to say that you don't face the consequences of anything you make, but once our public officials can identify and connect with their failings towards us, the people who entrust them with the powers that they have. And these powers are not just in the exercise of their actual public service mandate, but in their own personal conduct. If they can find accountability to us, that is definitely a big step in our progress and development of good governance. And it's something that caught my attention, for which I actually submitted that. Following that, there's been all kinds of feedback, which I think is worth having a conversation. Don't you find anything technically wrong with it? Look, I find everything inappropriate with what he did. But technically, I find no basis to really say he did anything wrong. And I explain. It's not wrong for anybody to give to anybody money. We do that every day. It's not wrong for you to possess dollars. Practically almost everybody I think I'm talking to right now may have a dollar or two somewhere, or has held dollars at some point in his life. All right? But there's a legitimate concern. What's the quantum? $800, $2,000, whatever it is. How did Sammy Gyamfi just get money? Who is Sammy Gyamfi? When did he even start working? Yes, he's a 37-year-old young man. But if you don't know people's story, be patient. I think it's fair to ask, but don't assume graft. Sammy Gyamfi, I would agree with anybody, was an economic nobody at the end of 2016 when his government left. But since then, the young man has built his life. I know where Sammy lives. He lives in my neighborhood. I know the assets, some of the assets he's been able to acquire.
Senyo, let me interject at this point.
Hold on, let me finish.
Yeah, wrap it up for us. And
I'm wrapping up. And I know the assets he's acquired. While in opposition, he's worked as a senior executive of Ghana's largest contract mining company. All right, respectfully, for somebody who was already living an affluent life before his appointment, I don't find it unreasonable for him to possess that quantum of US dollars. I may say that because you're a public official, you shouldn't be doing that and flaunting that. The Iranian president recently said that in terms of economic difficulty in any country, lavishness by public officials, even when it is with their own private resources, is indefensible. And to that extent, I agree that what he did was inappropriate. But let's not push the boundaries. He's apologized. He's realized what he did was wrong, was inappropriate. But don't assume he actually stole your money to do it. That is dishonest.
Okay. I just have a follow-up question for you. Looking at the timelines or the timing of this, we just finished assessing President Mahama's 120-day social contract, and then there's the launch of the new Code of Conduct for Public Officials that talks about opulence and all that. Do you think this warrants a statement of a sort from the president because it's a test of his commitment to what he says or how he says his public officials should conduct themselves in public?
there's no begging that point. It's a statement of fact. You don't issue a code of conduct and it's prior to even the code of conduct. The president had said these things are different for us. You cannot speak poetry and act prose. So yes, the presidency must definitely, looking at the public uproar, have a position on the matter. But in all honesty, I do not find this so grievous that somebody doing this on the eve of Mother's Day for another woman should accrue to him the optimum punishment. But some kind of sign to let everybody know any kind of opulence, no matter the meekness and the good intent of it, is not welcome in my government. It's understandable. And the president would have a reason to actually not sit aloof. I can understand that.
Senyo, so let me ask you, specifically in this instance, you say the offense, of course, is not a crime, but it's not egregious enough for him to be sacked, but that there must be some form of punishment. What form of punishment would be suitable, especially noting that the Code of Conduct has about 5 or 6 steps from a reprimand to all of that? What would be the apt punishment for you?
Okay, so let me get this out of the way to one. I am not conversant with the Code of Conduct. I speak as a corporate executive. When I give directives, I expect my people to follow its letter. And there definitely will be actions when you breach them. Because the culture that is driven in an organization is driven by what is rewarded and what is punished. So if there are these options, I expect a reprimand. I would actually suspend him a month or 2 of his salary if I were the one who was president. All right? Sammy didn't intend to do it this way, but I can't accept this. All right? And this must be an example for everybody. But the guy dashing somebody this amount of money for somebody who obviously had wealth enough for this prior to his appointment, I mean, and sacking for it, I think it's just a bit overboard. But taking some action, yes, I agree. If he does it again, I will expect him to be dealt with.
Oh, well.
Right. Senyo Hosi, unless, sweetie, you have anything else?
No, thank you for joining us. It was great hearing from you. Thank you.
A pleasure more than mine. And good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Let me just acknowledge this. It may skip my mind. Someone sends this, Raymond Abiu. He says, please allow for WhatsApp calls for programs of this nature to allow those of us watching from the diaspora to call in. I guess that's something that our technical team would also look at. I guess the cost of calling, so you're saying WhatsApp calls, will take a look at that. So the phone lines are still active, 0302-211-691 extension 2. You can still call in and share your thoughts. Is it Jalula or Jarura? Jawura. I like the way you are specifying there. I'm sorry I butchered your name. My apologies. What are your thoughts for us? Hello?
Hello?
Do we still have you on the line? What are your thoughts?
Yes, I'm on the line. Jawura is on the line.
All right, Jawura, what are your thoughts, please? Jawura, can you hear me?
Yeah, my thoughts are that. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, I have 2 points. I'm hearing you on the TV, but not on my phone.
Which is a mistake. Listen to us from your phone, and so let's speak directly, Jawura.
Yes, I'm putting off the TV. Yes. Now I'm talking on my phone. Yes. Can you hear me?
Jawura, share your thoughts with us, please.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead, please. Let's. It's unfortunate. I mean, the effort was made to speak to us. Jawura, if you can, please call again. If you're listening to me, please call again. You say you've switched your TV off, but this time, don't listen to us on your TV. Just listen to us on the phone, right? The number to call 0302-211-691 extension 2. 0302-211-691 extension 2. And it's interesting, but we have to go back to Senyo Hosi. He says he's not speaking for the One Ghana movement. He's speaking for himself. Senyo, is there something you missed saying?
Yes. I want to say, look, as a corporate leader, you contextualize this also in line with the performance of people and the resource you are looking at. Sammy Gyamfi has been one of the most efficient appointees. He was given a mandate to set up his gold board within a period. He did it within that period. And look at the output of the gold board since they started under his leadership. In the first 4 months, they've accrued gold and optimized our express flows in this country. 4 months is equivalent to 50% of what we had the previous year. Please, this is a guy who has worked and is working efficiently. He has exercised indiscretion. I agree that some level of reprimand or some level of action according to your code of conduct must be enforced, but it must be contextualized. This is not somebody who sought to go out there to act opulently. He was caught in that opulence. And yes, he must suffer for it. But he's one of the most efficient appointees, and that must be recognized in the consideration and judgment over his conduct. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One thing that sticks out for me with this matter is how, Senyo, thank you, this is not to you, is how government officials and other public officials are coming in to sort of support Sammy Gyamfi. And in their rhetoric, it's more like he's apologetic, forgive him, he's apologized, he's seen wisdom in coming to admit that he did something wrong. I mean, for the optics of it, it was wrong, and the public feel slighted. And I may just play the devil's advocate and compare it to what we've seen in previous administrations, where this would, in fact, some people would even be scared to speak up. But that's just what I think. Let's go to Kumasi now. Who's on the line with us? Good morning. Tony.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm great.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Right. There's one thing that I was even wondering. I don't know in Ghana here that one individual person, his birthday, people from all across country came to Ghana. How much was each musician was paid? Was it because Gyamfi is a musician? If you look at the video carefully, it's a guy that was pushing him to the car. When he got to the car, captured the money, I took the money off from the other side. So, more to the point, when a guy that was pushing him to the car, he was signaling the people to come and do it. Do you get it?
Yeah.
If you look at Sammy Gyamfi, more to the point, when he was at KME, Kumasi back then, the way this guy was dash out money to people that go to him, he's that kind of person from the onset. And look at the what he has earned for himself during those days at engineers and finance engineers. Those days back. So how much is this money? And then all because of the politicians. So I'm just begging Ghanaians to just calm down. People give money, MPs go to the constituency, the way they spend money there, even more than Sammy Gyamfi. Those MPs, when they go to the house, people don't go there for school fees and other things. Even the count is countless. This was captured in the public domain. As someone who just said that it was a Mother's Day. So let's assume that this Mother's Day does it call for any category or even punishment. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Some of you are also reaching out saying you're trying to get through, but it's very difficult. Please keep trying. We have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Please, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Mohammed, calling from Kumasi.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts on this issue is that, for me, I think that ordinary Ghanaians are really, the emphasis is on the kind of personality, the person that he gave the money to, not the attitude that Sammy Gyamfi possessed. Because if you're looking at the person that he gave the money to, Agrada himself is someone Ghanaians know her to be like maybe some kind of his attitudes and lifestyle, the way he lives. So the kind of person that Sammy Gyamfi gave the money to is what Ghanaians are really commenting on, but not Sammy Gyamfi have done anything wrong about that. Because you can give a gift to anyone at all. Let's say maybe if you would have given it to any ordinary Ghanaians, apart from Agrada, There is nothing issue that will even was that because Agrada is also someone. Then the person who even video it is also another factor. Because once you video someone, if I'm giving you a gift, and you allow your bodyguard to also video me again.
Yeah.
Because because this whole issue, if I'm giving you a gift, there's no need for you to video me, and again you send it to social media again.
All right. Thank you so much
So
for adding your voice.
Sammy Gyamfi we have done nothing wrong with that, and there's no any law that or maybe any law in Ghana that will prevent you from giving a gift to any criminal or is a criminal or any other thing. You can give any gift to.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your thoughts. We have my namesake, Benjamin, calling from Bogoso. Ben, good morning. Do we have Benjamin on the line? Anna Chechefo article.
Yeah, Bernard. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Ben.
mine is about. It's like what is going on in the media space. Like, for instance, Sammy Gyamfi. We all have to be honest to ourselves. If MPP was to be in power or the other politicians and giving this information, all of us will not even have peace. It's not about political, but it's about the measure you use to measure people, the measure they use to measure you. So sometimes we should not make the thing like it is like political. Everybody likes Sammy Gyamfi. It's very nice guy, but we should leave the thing to the president to decide. Man, one of my problems is some of the appointees coming to the media. It's not good. Like so we need to do what? You all are appointees. Just take care of yourself. We have a change that we need a new direction, a new focus. You are not the appointee. You don't have more wisdom more than the president. Why do you have to come and explain to the whole nation that this is happening? It's not good. So I'm appealing to use your media to tell the chief of staff to give everybody warning. When a colleague has an issue, they should leave the thing to the chief of staff, the president to decide, not a member of the government who is coming on the event to come and tell Ghanaians how they see it. Please, it's not good. We are having so many challenges now as a country. We don't know where to run to. Now, when you watch the media, one of my favorite people that are listening to them on Omesia, all of them are going to government appointees. We don't know who to trust. We are just getting confused now. Because we know as a journalist like you, Mr. Ben, then this guy, my favorite guy on the journey, all of these people stand for years. And some of the people, when they come, you put their trust in them, they just betray you and go and follow politics. So if everybody is good, who will hold the executive accountable? Everybody is just taking appointments. Now we are locked as a country. So please, we encourage some of you people, just be true to yourself and God and serve the nation. It's not about politics, it's not about nothing. It's about service to the country and service to God. That is what everybody is needing. So not like everybody likes Sammy Gyamfi. Me, I don't think first I hear the tip from the social media. But what I'm saying now, I don't think it's anything that we have to take it serious. But if Sammy Gyamfi should have handled this on the other, all of us will not sleep. That is how everybody are taking him. But what I'm seeing now is not something serious that we have to take it as a nation. That's Sammy Gyamfi. So this is a lesson to everybody. Apart from politics, we have life to live. When somebody do something, when you talk it in the manner that you are talking about. Don't hide the truth and talk everything black as if with politics to restore life again. Right, so this is a lesson to all of them, even some judge himself. All of them is a lesson to them. Today is Sammy Gyamfi, tomorrow it can be you. They should think of themselves. When issue comes, nobody should comment. They should leave the thing to the president. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you for your thoughts. We have Dr. Tiakabiru Mahama. He's legislator representing Wale Wale. He joins the conversation. Good morning.
Ben.
I hope you're well.
I'm doing great.
Okay. The minority has taken particular interest in respect of this development, but the question that some people are asking is, what law, what crime has he committed? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, so first and foremost, call by the minority is not only a legal call, but it's also a policy call and a moral call. First, with the policy call, the president launched and made him known to the good people of Ghana that he was introducing a code of conduct to guide appointees which, among other things, will frown upon opulence and lifestyle that bring to disrepute public officers. Clearly, the conduct of Mr. Gyamfi falls or borders on this particular code of conduct, and we expect that code of conduct by the president to be applied. Aside that, we make reference to the Foreign Exchange Act, and this act prohibits anyone engaged in the business of dealing with the dollar without authorization. And we are raising
without what?
Without authorization. So if you read Section 3(1) of the Act, it says that no person shall be engaged in the business of dealing with the dollar without authorization under the Act. And if you read further, under subsection 4 of the same Section 3, it defines the business of dealing with the dollar to include paying and receiving in foreign currency. So the law is actually not to engage in the business of dealing in foreign currency. And it defines foreign currency, the business of dealing in foreign currency to include paying and receiving in foreign currency. Okay, that law, we believe sincerely, has been breached because you are not allowed. The only legal tender within the jurisdiction, Ghana, is the United States dollar. And if you follow, you remember the Bank of Ghana has caused to severally warn the good people of Ghana against pricing in dollar, making payment in dollar, receiving in dollar, or anything that has to do with making the dollar a medium of transaction within the country. So we sincerely believe that this law has been breached. And even for anything, Mr. Gyamfi could have been holding dollar for the purpose of transaction. Section 15 provides that that ought to be done through a bank, because we know that transaction between a resident and non-resident or between non-residents will be done through a foreign currency, but that has to be done through the bank. Again, we feel like if you read the Currency Act, Section 26 thereabout, also raises issue about anything that has to do with making in circulation notes or coins of foreign nature. Those amounts to the devaluing your own currency. Okay, so these are the relevant laws we think that he has breached on the legal front. And when we talk about the moral issue, Mr. Sammy Gyamfi has raised moral issue in the past about people's affinity to dollar when you have the Ghana cedi, about people not having faith in our own money, and that is causing the depreciation of the cedi. They have had cause to bring Madam Sister Deba to the chopping block when it was realized that she's keeping dollar in her home. Right? So this is the moral issue aspect. So clearly, both morally, both policy-wise, and also legally, we think everything is wrong with
Just a quick follow-up for you. Sweetie Abachi will be coming in shortly. You say it's a moral issue, not a legal one, technically. And you talk about the fact that this is how he sounded in the past. Is it because it's Sammy Gyamfi who has done it? And in any instance, what would be the sort of reprimand that you would want to bring to
I'm not saying it's just a moral issue. I've given you the moral aspect, I've given you the legal aspect, and I've given you the policy aspect. So it's not just a moral aspect. So I'm saying
I didn't say it was. I said technically. You said it wasn't so much of a legal issue. But my point is beyond what you've said. Beyond what you've said.
And I say that, Ben, I didn't say technically it was not a moral issue. I said on all three scores, there is an issue.
Okay.
So that's the point I'm making.
In respect of what he's done, what do you think would be a sufficient reprimand?
Well, so the law provides that if the law is breached, he has to pay about 700 penalty units or a term of imprisonment not exceeding 18 months or both. That is what the law says. If you look at the policy by the Code of Conduct, the president will have to relieve him of his duty or suspend him pending full investigation into the conduct. That is because we don't even know the source of that fund. The source of that money is a different issue. We know we approved 279 million as a revolving fund for the gold board. Would it be part of that money? We don't know yet. Right? So we will need to do full investigation to establish whether those were private funds. And even if that was private funds, why should it be spent in dollar? Because spending it and circulating dollar in the country is against the law. So we think that these measures, the legal measure of prosecution and possible fine and or conviction into sentence, or the president relieving of duty, or at the least suspending him pending for the full investigation.
Considering the circumstances under which this controversy came to light, and Sammy Gyamfi's acceptance of the offense here, and the apology that he gave, unwarranted, would you say that it does anything to water down the gravity of the situation?
I mean, apology or being remorseful can go into it can serve as mitigating measure into the sentence. And I'm sure that if it was in the court of law, the judge probably would have been minded. And having mitigated punishment, would say that the gentleman has shown remorse, he admits he has done something wrong. And it can go into as a friend, I want us to also factor that into the punishment or sanction that he may deserve. But, sometimes apology is not enough if it is supposed to also be deterrent measure for other people watching.
The minority has been scrutinizing government action since, of course, you went into opposition. What are expectations of President John Dramani Mahama on this issue, on the back of the code of conduct that he himself launched a few days ago, and all the legal instruments that you're citing to back that this is actually a crime? What are expectations of the president?
Well, so the president is that we say this is a watershed moment for the president because in the statement we mentioned that God has a way of testing the faith and integrity of men to determine whether what they say with their lips sit down in their heart. And this is one classical case that will be testing the president as to whether he really means what he says. And we expect that the president would let the good people of Ghana know that when he made for us and for his appointees the code of conduct, he didn't mean that to just be a piece of paper, but a document that is enforceable. And that is one expectation of the president. We expect the president that he came to the president with high empty, because that belief over the MPP was what gave him the mandate. It's an opportunity for him to keep that faith and belief or to dash it within the 4 years that he has to do. So these are our expectations of the president. But our role as responsible for oversight will not renege on that particular responsibility. We'll perform it to the best of our ability, and we would do it without fear or favor.
Lastly, about Nana Agrada, what are expectations? Because in as much as the circumstances don't inculpate her, it doesn't exculpate her as well. Is she free of charge? What happens to her?
Exactly. We have noted that Agrada, the clock started ticking for her on Saturday when she received that amount. Different versions. Some say it is 800, some say it's 2,000, some said it is 10,000. We hold the view that it is more than 800 from the count. And we hold the view that it is more than 2,000 from the amount that was left. And that was.
Are you saying you could tell from the video that it was more than the amount she's stating that she received?
Exactly. And
how much by your count? How much
is insulting the intelligence of the Ghana people? Take a moment and look at the video and the count.
Yeah, Doc, how much by your count? I just want to figure you.
And I'm saying that by my count, they had count more than 18, even from the time the camera got into side with Sammy Gyamfi. They had count about 18 pieces. And remember, one was trapped from him. So someone cannot insult the intelligence of the Ghanaian people by saying it was 800.
The video is not clear enough.
Did you see specifically the denomination that was being counted?
We know no one is doubting the denomination as to whether no one has raised issue as the denomination.
No, I'm talking about the notes. Did you see?
$1 usually. A bundle
Tia
of dollar
Kabiru
usually.
Mahama, let's have a conversation. Did you see? Were they all $100 notes? Were they all? You are making specific allegations.
You asked a question whether I saw the denomination,
and I am saying
that's your question.
Yes,
and I am responding to the fact that it's the first time we are raising. I'm saying that a bundle of United dollar is in what they call in pieces of $100. Unless, of course, you are saying that you have evidence to the fact that
it was not $100, it was $5. Or
You are
$10.
speculating on that. It cannot be that every bundle of that which you pick would be $100.
I agree, but I'm saying that we are saying that it was $100 because from the video what we saw, and Nana Agrada saying him that they were in $800. People testify, even in another video, she was holding different. I don't know whether that video is related, and I give her the benefit of that on that video. And those are not even necessary because the amount is not even necessary. The fact is that dollar is being spent, it's being circulated in the economy, even if it was $1. Okay, so the amount is not immaterial.
All right.
What we are interested in.
Quick point. I think everything else you are saying now, you've already said. You mentioned something about source of funding earlier. Just clarify for me what exactly you were saying.
Yeah, we said the source of the funds. I know said we approved for the Ghana Gold Board an amount of 279 million as a revolving fund. Could it be that part of that money is what is being given to Sanaga? We don't know.
Interesting question.
Pardon?
Interesting question. You're asking, could it be that those funds come from anywhere related to what has been provided for by the Gold Board? What I wanted to get to was then, if that is it, and we have to get to the source of funds, and I'm not disputing that maybe we should be looking into that as well. Did you have the same reaction when the sums of money were discovered with Cecilia Dapa?
I had the same reaction, and if you go through the history, probably if you see anywhere me speaking in favor, in support, and at that time, you know, I was a regular government communicator. Around that time, that same episode happened. Then you should be referring me to my comment about Cecilia Dapa, the fact that I was in defense of such an action. And you know, Cecilia Dapa even had to lose her job because the government was did not condone with that act of keeping dollar in her home at the time that the city was suffering.
No, my reference was you suggested that there was criminality, and I'm saying that in that instance, what then would have been the repercussions for Cecilia Dapa in that same instance?
If the president was taking the administrative and policy decision of breach of trust, the president will fire her or make her to resign. That is one, which we are giving the president the opportunity to also do same in lieu of prosecution if there's any. We think that if there is criminal activity ongoing, okay, and even this one was not even a public issue, it was an issue even in her bedroom, okay, and that is a different area, but to the extent that it is established that dollar was there, it's problematic.
No, you specified the source of the funding, and then you said that we have to get to the source of it, find out how it was accrued. Hold for me. Up to today, not even the courts, and these matters are still being looked at by the courts, so I'll not get too far into them, but the exact source of those funds have not been clearly established. I'm sure you're fully aware of that. In this instance as well, I don't dispute that maybe we should find out where the funding came from. But once you allege criminality and we go to the law, that is why I'm asking if we should apply it in this instance. Could we have applied it in that instance as well? The same rod?
We applied it in that incident, and the matter and source of that money is a subject matter of investigation by the special prosecutor. So that has been in motion. So someone saying it did not apply may not exactly be right, because the source of that fund was the source of investigation by the special prosecutor. And I do remember, I may be wrong, that special prosecutor did not link those particular funds to any public source. But as that is made, the most important thing is that it became a subject matter of investigation by the special prosecutor. And that is important to note.
All right. To be fair to you, there's a comment here I'd like to run by you if you have a reaction. Reverend Lati says, the hypocrisy of the Wale Wale MP is stretching the Act of Parliament to an absurd conclusion. There is no evidence that Sammy Gyamfi had stolen the $800. We know, for example, that CEP's value used cars in dollars and euros, then converts the same into cedis. If we pay duty in cedis having been converted from dollars, are we not paying in dollars? How do you respond to that? Briefly.
First and foremost, you can pricing in dollar in the country is not allowed. You can have price of goods and services outside the country, which is in dollars. You are allowed to make payment to those countries in dollars and must be through the bank.
Section 15 of the Foreign Exchange Act. So the fact that someone is committing an illegality, we think that I should accept another illegality because some other person is committing that. That is what the gentleman is saying. And if you say hypocrisy, I don't know what it means by hypocrisy because some people are committing illegality and I have not commented on it. And now some other person is committing. Let the issue come and see whether or not, if they further on my role as members of the Finance Committee, whether I'll comment or not.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Tia Kabiru Mahama. We appreciate your time with us this morning. He's a member of the minority. And of course, they have been diving deep into this matter. And we appreciate how many of you have called this morning. Sweetie, it's been very interesting. We've done about an hour
I've
of
enjoyed,
these.
this Have Your Say segment. And I actually like that lots of you called with your own opinions and you spoke to the matter as you saw it. Thank you for indulging us. Now,